$2,000 for a catalytic converter? Are you out of your mind? What? P0420. Yeah, that is a catalytic converter, but $2,000. Welcome back to the channel, you guys. My name is Jack. This is GasDiesel Garage, and in today's episode is another one of those don't get screwed by the dealer. So stay tuned. What we got here today is a 2014 Hyundai Accent, and my friend dropped it off here because she wasn't too happy with the price that the dealer decided that they were going to charge her to replace a catalytic converter. And it's throwing the P0420 code, but I want to go a little bit deeper, and I want to show you guys exactly what the dealer would be doing or a shop would be doing when they rule out a catalytic converter. See, a real tech will not only just tell you the code, but they will also show you the graphs and the charts and the temperatures on why this catalytic converter is clogged and throwing that code. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna go break out the scanner. I'm gonna hook up to the car, and we're just gonna go through some of these diagnostic procedures. Alrighty, scan tool, scan tool, scan. Oh, there it is, my old school snap-on scanner. Okay, everybody. Now to get to the diagnostic port on these Hyundai Accents, pretty much most Hyundais, you gotta pull this down. There's your OBD2 connector right there. So let's take this, plug that off in there. Okay, turn the ignition on. Okay, and let's turn the scan tool on. Alrighty, now we got the codes menu pulled up. Sorry for the glare, it's just the way that the sun's hitting this thing. Apologize. This thing is old. Okay, we're gonna go to codes. There we go. P0420 catalyst system efficiency below threshold, bank 1 active codes. So in other words, this thing is not going away. But let me go ahead and show you the chart and see how it is performing in live data. Okay, got the graph pulled up here, and again, sorry for the glare. Now it's not starting, it's actually in the on position, and yes, you're still going to have the voltage reading, which is a good sign, about 5 volts. Now when I go to start this, going to start to fluctuate on top. Now this right here should be fluctuating a lot also. You see how it flatlines? It's flatlining. See if I can rev it up. I'm not too satisfied with this. So in other words, this catalytic converter, it's clogged, and that's what's causing this P0420. Now I know the questions that I'm gonna get. I can see you guys trying to type away right now on, well, how do you know a catalytic converter is bad, or how does it go bad? Well, number one is if you're not up on your maintenance, meaning spark plugs. If your spark plugs are bad, that means all that unburned fuel that is not sparked or not igniting, well, guess where all that fuel goes? It goes right through your exhaust and into your catalytic converter, because the precious metals inside that catalytic converter, they don't cooperate with straight fuel. So when the fuel gets dumped into the catalytic converter, it starts to honeycomb like that, and then it's got a really bad restriction. That's where the efficiency is. It needs to flow, not be blocked. So spark plugs is one. Number two is if you have a bad fuel regulator, that can actually happen too. Your fuel regulator, you know, the diaphragm inside of it starts to go bad. It is dumping more fuel in it than the engine can handle, and it's dumping fuel right into the catalytic converter. And those are the major two. There's probably some more, but I can't recall. But anyways, point of this video is to replace the catalytic converter. It's got a P0420 code. I showed you guys the restriction on the graph, and so that means we're just going to put the catalytic converter in. And thanks to Auto Shack on Amazon, they had a completely brand new catalytic converter just for us. Okay, yes, it's not just for us. Anybody can get them online. Anybody can get them on Amazon. But if you'd like to get one, I will put this part in the link in the description below, and you can pick yourself up one. This thing was not expensive. This thing was probably about about 120 bucks. Very cheap and good quality. Built to specs, built to OE specs. So pick yourself up one, or pay $2,000 from the dealer and get it done. So pick yourself one. Not only is this catalytic converter compatible with the Hyundai Accents, but also the Kia, some Kia models, I believe, and a couple other ones. But anyways, you'll see it when you order this catalytic converter. You'll see what this thing can fit on. It's not just a Hyundai Accent, so that's a good thing. But all nicely packed. Got the exhaust manifold gasket and the bolts. So we just gotta go ahead and jack this thing up, take it off, test it, and we'll go from there. Now you can take a look at this thing a lot easier if you pull plastic cover off. There we go. Right. Take that on off. You see that this is the intake manifold, so that means the catalytic converter is back here on the exhaust underneath all that heat shielding. So yes, we most likely are going to be having to jack this thing up in the air and get to the bolts from the bottom. I'm sure you can get the manifold bolts from the top, but we're just going to jack it up anyways. Okay, now I'm going to put you right down through here so you can see it better. And you see on the back side of the engine, you got this heat shield, and it's got these, well, these are, yep, 10mm bolts to take this heat shield off. Be prepared for these things to break, because they always do. And cool thing is, we need to disconnect the O2 sensor, which goes up into here. Unplug that, and then we'll Now what you gotta do is feed the O2 sensor cable through its hole back out so we can pull the whole heat shield out. Now you see we have better access to the manifold bolts by taking that heat shield off. So you gotta knock off all these bolts, and then down here that connects to the flex pipe. See if I can get you a better picture of that. Down there to the flex pipe, you see those right there? I believe they're 217 millimeters, but don't quote me on that, but we're just gonna go ahead and take those off. Alright, once you get the two 19 millimeter bolts that hold the flex pipe onto the catalytic converter and that 14 millimeter bolt right there that held the body of the catalytic converter on, now everything's loose and we can just go ahead and pull this thing up from the top, just like this. Promise you it does come up from the top. And make sure you get the gasket. Of course, now that we got the old one out, got to put the new. So we need to transfer some stuff, like the O2 sensor. Get yourself a 7/16 or a 22 mil. Right. Place it over here in the new one. And I'll tighten that up in a second. Then you need to transfer this bottom heat shield. All right. Brand new catalytic converter manifold. It's got its heat shield on and it's got its O2 sensor on. Now we just need to grab the gaskets, which is right here. Just go ahead and throw this thing on in. Well, now that we got the catalytic converter installed, gonna recheck our graphs. Make sure that check engine light doesn't pop back on, and make sure everything's all copacetic. Well, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to clear the code and start up and make sure that the code doesn't come back. So, as you can see right here, got the check engine light on. This is in the on position. Still got the code there, but we're going to clear it. So, I'm going to, all right. I'm going to go to clear codes, but I'm going to put the camera up here so you can see that it's getting cleared. You'll see the check engine light turn out. Okay, maybe Hyundais don't do that. Maybe it'll turn out when I start it. Yep, sure did. It went out. Weird Japanese cars, man. What can I say? Or Korean. Sorry, Korean. My bad. Now it's time to look at the data. So we're going to come down here. Again, sorry for the glare. Look at data. Intake and exhaust stuff. We're going to graph it. Come over here. I want to look at 2 graphs at one time. Alright, now let's go all the way down to where we had the O2 sensors, where we had the upstream and downstream O2 sensors. So let's see. Alright, there we go. Downstream and upstream. Now check that graph out. That's what we want to see. We want to see all the squiggles. So let's rev it on up. There we go. Well, I think we fixed it. Okay, first pull in the 2014 Hyundai 1.6 liter 4-cylinder. So let's go. Of course, I can't show you how fast I'm going. Not gonna get busted by the cops today. So anyways, I believe this thing's accelerating pretty good. Well, so far so good. This little Hyundai is accelerating pretty well, I have to say. Oh, and check this out. No more check engine light. So with that being said, if you enjoyed the content, please like, subscribe, share the video. And I guess we're just gonna have to see you next time. Peace.